Again, open issues, maybe this will address some of your question. Can the funds merge or divide? We don't know. We don't know how that, and changes of ownership, that's kind of an open thing that we just don't know how that's going to work. We do anticipate new guidance at some point this year, and it should address things like potentially what does substantially all mean, wherever it's put. And they have one definition as 70% in the qualified opportunity property, but there's other places where it's used for different reasons. We don't know what that substantially all means. What other transactions may trigger the inclusion of gain? So what other things, again, is there a change of ownership to a person that didn't have capital gains and skin in the game? Does that trigger tax? We don't know yet. Possibly. That's possible. Yes, sir.
Will the zones change over a couple of years? Or they just kind of
possibly. That goes back to these dates here in 2028. At the end of 2028, we could see a shifting. So hopefully what we'll see is a lot of these zones have had a lot of capital infused into them, and they're no longer eligible. They're no longer meet the requirements as a low-income community. They're a high-income community or whatever. They've been boosted. They'll be taken off the rolls. Maybe you'll see some new ones added. I saw something recently that I think there's a senator or a representative from North Carolina that's put in legislation to extend the time frame for investing in these past 2028. So we'll see what happens, but nothing's brewing right now. This is the rule right now. Again, what is the reasonable period for a fund to reinvest proceeds from the sale of qualifying assets without paying a penalty? So again, shifts in the assets that are owned by the fund. What are the administrative rules for when a fund fails to meet the 90% of assets test? You got to certify these things every year, annually. So what if you don't meet the qualifications? What are the consequences? Do you have a year to correct it? Do you have 6 months? Do you have, overnight? Do you have what? We don't know. Hopefully there'll be some time to, a grace period to kind of readjust things. When you've got tangible property that has been abandoned or underused, because if you think about low-income areas, you might have a lot of abandoned property, possibly. Will those qualify? And will that qualify as original use? Again, we don't know. Sure would be nice because if you think about it, the whole idea is to boost these low-income areas that don't have a lot of investment. So sure would be nice if you can take an abandoned property and maybe have it qualify without the onerous rules of doubling the adjusted basis. Maybe you can do a smaller improvement and have it qualify. So again, hopefully we'll see that come to fruition. Any additional reporting requirements? We know the 8996, but is there anything else you have to do? And that working capital plan that we talked about to hold the funds to do the renovations, how detailed does it have to be? Do you have to have construction documents in there and actual plans, or can it just be a general narrative that says we plan to do this and this is the idea and we're going to build some buildings, we're going to develop this, or does it have to specifically say what you're going to do? So again, we don't know.